Hashtag how to set up Claude Code in 5 minutes. Complete beginner guide. Hashtag what if you could have a senior software engineer sitting right next to you, one who never gets tired, never judges your questions, and can read and write across your entire code base in seconds? That's not a fantasy anymore. Claude Code is a command-line AI coding agent that works directly inside your terminal, and most developers who've tried it say it genuinely changes how they write and debug code. But here's the thing, almost nobody knows how to set it up correctly on day one. Today, I'm going to fix that for you in about 5 minutes flat. Hashtag hey, welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is all about using AI tools to work smarter and get more done without the fluff. This video is for you if you're a developer, a technical professional, or honestly anyone who writes code occasionally and wants a serious AI upgrade to your workflow. Maybe you've heard of Claude, Anthropic's AI model, but you haven't explored Claude Code specifically. Or maybe you tried to set it up once, hit a confusing step, and gave up. Either way, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what Claude Code is, why it's different from other AI coding tools, and you'll have it fully installed and running your first real task. I've set this up across multiple machines and helped a bunch of people through the process, so I'm going to walk you through every step, including the parts the official docs kind of gloss over. Let's get into it. Hashtag here's the frustration most developers know well. You're deep in a project, maybe it's a React app, a Python script, a backend API, and you hit a wall. So you copy a chunk of code, paste it into ChatGPT or Claude.ai in your browser, explain the context, get an answer, then manually go back and apply it. Then you realize the fix broke something else, so you repeat the whole cycle. It's tedious. And the bigger problem? The AI never actually sees your project. It only sees whatever you paste in. So it's working blind. It doesn't know your folder structure, your other files, your dependencies, or your coding patterns. You end up doing a lot of hand-holding just to get useful output. That's the core pain point. Browser-based AI tools are powerful, but they're disconnected from where your actual work lives, your terminal, your editor, your codebase. And that disconnect costs you time. A lot of it. Hashtag this is where Claude Code comes in, and it's genuinely a different category of tool. Claude Code is an agentic coding assistant that runs directly in your terminal. It's not a plugin, it's not a browser tab, it's a command-line interface that gives Claude access to your actual file system, your project directories, and your development environment. You can ask it to read files, write new ones, run shell commands, fix bugs across multiple files at once, and explain what it's doing at each step. Think of it less like a chatbot and more like a coding agent. You give it a task, it figures out the steps, executes them, and reports back. It's built by Anthropic, the same company behind the Claude model family, and it uses your Anthropic API key to function. That means there's a usage cost tied to API calls, but we'll talk about how to keep that manageable in the pro tips section. The link to the official Claude Code page is in the description below. Now let's actually set it up. Hashtag alright, here's the full setup walkthrough. This assumes you have Node.js installed on your machine. If you don't, just search install Node.js, it takes 2 minutes and there's an installer for every operating system. Step 1, get your Anthropic API key. Go to console.anthropic.com, the link is in the description. Create an account if you don't have one, then navigate to the API keys section in your dashboard. Click Create Key, give it a name like Claude Code, and copy the key somewhere safe. You'll need it in a moment. Step 2, install Claude Code. Open your terminal, that's terminal on Mac, Command Prompt, or PowerShell on Windows, or your Linux terminal. Type this command exactly, npm install g at anthropic.ai/claudecode, hit enter. The G flag installs it globally so you can use it from any directory on your machine. This usually takes under a minute. Step 3, authenticate. Now type Claude and press enter. The first time you run it, it'll prompt you to enter your API key. Paste in the key you copied from the Anthropic console. Once you do that, you're authenticated. Done. Step 4, navigate to your project. Use the cd command to move into whatever project folder you want to work in. For example, cd my project. This is important. Claude Code works relative to wherever you are in your file system, so always make sure you're in the right directory. Step 5. Start working. Now just type Claude again and hit enter. You'll see a prompt. This is where the magic starts. Try something like, "Can you look at the files in this directory and give me a summary of what this project does?" Claude Code will scan your files, read the relevant ones, and give you a coherent summary based on the actual contents, not a guess. Or try a real task. I have a bug in my app.js file where the function getUserData isn't returning the correct value. Can you find it and fix it? Watch what happens. Claude Code will open the file, read it, identify the issue, propose a fix, and ask if you want it to apply the change. You confirm or deny. It's collaborative, not autonomous. You stay in control. One more powerful use case: write unit tests for the functions in utils.js and save them to utils.test.js. It'll generate the tests and write them directly to a new file. That would have taken you 20 to 30 minutes to do manually. That's the core loop. Navigate to your project, open Claude Code, give it a clear task, review what it proposes, confirm the action. #OK. Now here are 3 things most beginners miss that will make your experience dramatically better. Pro tip 1. Use a Claude.md file. Create a file in your project root called Claude.md. This is essentially a briefing document for the AI. Write in it things like the stack you're using, your coding conventions, what the project does, any libraries it should or shouldn't use. Every time you start a Claude Code session in that folder, it reads this file automatically. It's like onboarding the AI every single time, without you having to repeat yourself. Pro tip 2. Watch your API usage. Claude Code uses Claude's API under the hood, and complex tasks, especially ones that read lots of files, can burn through tokens quickly. Go to console.anthropic.com and set up a spending limit under billing settings. Even a $5 or $10 monthly cap will keep things sane while you're learning. Once you know your usage patterns, you can adjust from there. Pro tip 3. Be specific with your prompts. The more context you give, the better the output. Instead of saying "fix my code," say "the login function in auth.js is throwing a 401 error when valid credentials are submitted. Can you find the cause and suggest a fix?" Specificity is the difference between a useful answer and a generic one. Claude Code is powerful, but it performs best when you treat it like a capable colleague who needs a clear brief. ##, and that's it. Seriously, you now know more about setting up and using Claude Code effectively than the majority of developers who've heard of it. You've got the installation done, you understand how it connects to your real projects, and you've got 3 pro tips that most tutorials never mention. If this saved you time or made something click for you, do me a favor, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who could use this stuff. And if you want more practical AI tool guides like this one, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss them. The links to Claude Code and the Anthropic console are in the description below. Everything you need is